السلام عليكم. اليوم غادي نطرقوا إلى مجموعة من التمارين حول درس passive voice على بركة الله. إذن أول تمرين هو هذا. So put the verbs between brackets into present simple passive. هنايا غادي نخدموا على simple present passive، يعني غنستعملو verb to be simple present، ما يعني أننا غنستعملو is أو لا are. غنستعملو is ملي غيكون عندنا واحد singular، ملي غيكون هداك subject اللي عندنا غيكون singular، وغنستعملو are ملي غيكون عندنا هداك subject plural، والفعل اللي غيكون عندنا راه غيكون دائما في past participle. Okay, let's start. There is a chimpanzee which is called Bubbles. It is owned by Johnson. It is kept in his house. It is fed every day by Johnson himself. It is always dressed in funny clothes. It is said that Bubbles is Johnson's only friend. إذن كيف ما كنشوفو هنا استعملنا verb to be simple present والverb في past participle. الآن غادي ندوزو للتمرين الثاني. Put the verbs between brackets into past simple passive. يعني هنايا في التمرين غادي نخدمو على simple past passive، يعني verb to be غادي نصرفوه في simple past، غادي يكون يا إما was يا إما were. إلا كان subject singular غيكون was، وإلا كان subject plural غادي يكون were. Let's start. Two men were seen breaking into a house in my street last night. The police was called and they arrived very quickly. One man was caught immediately. The other escaped, but he was found very soon. Both men were taken to the police station where they were questioned separately by a police officer. The two men were charged with burglary. إذن كيف ما كنشوفو استعملنا verb to be simple past was or were، والverb دائما في past participle form. الآن غادي نمروا التمرين الثالث اللي غادي نحولوا مجموعة من الجمل من active voice إلى passive voice. Transform the sentences into the passive voice. The first one. The gardener has planted some trees. إذن هنايا فين هو subject، فين هو auxiliary، فين هو verb، وفين هو object. إذن the gardener هو subject has auxiliary planted verb in the simple past. Some trees is the object, so we start with some trees. Some trees have been planted by the gardener. إذن هنايا بدينا بالobject اللي هو some trees، احتفظنا بhave auxiliary، ولكن إلا شفتو هنايا علاش عندنا have وماشي has، لحقاش عندنا some trees اللي هو plural noun. إلا كان عندنا singular noun كنستعملو has، وإلا كان عندنا plural noun كنستعملو have. okay then ملي حطينا الauxiliary اللي كاين جبنا verb to be. جبنا verb to be اللي كنجيبوه ديما في passive voice، جبنا verb to be وصرفنا في past participle ديالو. علاش؟ حيت planted مصرفها في past participle، كاينه في past participle form ديالها. and then by the gardener. Number 2, Dr. Brown will give you some advice. هنا عندنا Dr. Brown هو subject, will auxiliary, give verb, you indirect object, and some advice هو direct object. Okay, some advice will be given to you by Dr. Brown. إذن بدينا ب direct object some advice will احتفظنا تاني بالauxiliary ديالنا وجبنا verb to be وحطينا في نفس الفورم ديال الverb في الactive. إلا شفنا give كاينة في infinitive form. إذا verb to be حتى هو غنخليوه في infinitive form والmain verb هو give غنحطوه كالعادة في past participle form ديالو. So given will be given to you by Dr. Brown. Number 3, a famous designer will redecorate the hotel. Okay, هنا عندنا subject هو a famous designer, will auxiliary, redecorate verb the hotel is the object. Okay, غنبداو تاني بالobject اللي هو the hotel. The hotel will be redecorated by a famous designer. هنايا عاوتاني احتفظنا ب will اللي هو auxiliary وجبنا verb to be حطينا في infinitive form ديالو. علاش؟ لحقاش الverb في الactive redecorate كاينة في infinitive form والفعل الرئيسي راه صرفناه تاني في حطينا في past participle form ديالو. Number 4, Steven Spielberg directed E.T. Steven Spielberg is the subject, directed is the verb in the simple past form, and E.T. is the object. So we start with E.T. was directed by Steven Spielberg. إذا هنايا E.T. هو الأوبجكت جبنا الverb to be ما عندناش بعد الauxiliary تماك دونك جبنا الverb to be مباشرة وصرفنا في simple past. علاش؟ حيت هذاك الverb اللي كاين في الactive كاين في simple past tense و verb directed درنا في past participle form. Number 5, someone has broken the crystal vase. Okay, the crystal vase has been broken. Okay, هنايا ما استعملناش by someone لحقاش ما كنعرفوش someone شكون هو. إذا دائما فاش كيكون عندنا someone ولا somebody ما كنستعملوش by someone ولا by somebody. Okay, كنحبسو في الverb. Number 6, Tom is cleaning the room. The room is being cleaned. Okay, بدينا بالobject احتفظنا بالauxiliary وجبنا verb to be ديالنا زدنا لي ing حيت كاين ing في الverb في الactive cleaned by Tom. Okay, number 7, Fleming discovered penicillin. Okay, Fleming is the subject, discovered is the verb in the simple past, penicillin is the object. So penicillin was discovered by Fleming. Number 8, they will advertise the product on television. The product will be advertised on television. By them is optional. إذا هنا عندنا they هو subject, will auxiliary, advertise هو الverb, the product هو object on television. إذا بدينا بالobject اللي هو the product, will احتفظنا به as an auxiliary, be جبنا verb to be خلينا في infinitive لحقاش advertise كاينة في infinitive form ديالها and advertised in the past participle on television by them. Transform the sentences from the active into the passive. Number 1, you must leave the bathroom tidy. Okay, هنا عندنا you هو subject, must model, leave is the verb, the bathroom is the object, tidy. Okay, it becomes the bedroom must be left tidy. Number 2, you should water this plant daily. It becomes in the passive, this plant should be watered daily by you. it's optional. هنايا عندنا models must و should بجوجهم models. إذا دائما في الباسيف verb to be كيجي موراهم وكيجي في infinitive form. Okay, number 3. Our neighbor ought to paint the garage. The garage ought to be painted by our neighbor. Number 4. I have to return these books to the library. These books have to be returned to the library by me is optional. by me نقدروا نديروها نقدروا ما نديروهاش ماشي إشكال. Number 5. You must extinguish your cigarettes. Your cigarette must be extinguished by you is optional again. Number 6. You must clean this t-shirt. This t-shirt must be cleaned by you. Number 7. Someone will pay you in 10 days. You will be paid in 10 days. Number 9. People must respect the law. The law must be respected by people. Transform the sentences from the active into the passive voice. هنايا كيف ما كنشوفو كيف ما قل شفنا هادوك جوج أمثلة قبل. دابا غادي نشوفو جوج طرق باش نقدروا نحولوا جملة من الأكتيف للباسيف. غادي نبداو بالمثال الأول. He gave me a present. الطريقة الأولى هي a present was given to me by him. والطريقة الثانية هي I was given a present by him. Okay, إذن he gave me a present. He is the subject, gave is the verb, me is the indirect object, and a present is the direct object. هنايا بدينا ب direct object. A present was given to me. ملي كنبداو ب direct object كنستعملو هاديك to me or to someone else. Okay, a present was given to me by him. والطريقة الثانية كنبداو بال indirect object. في هذه الحالة ما كنستعملوش to. I was given a present by him. Number 2. My father bought me a new laptop. Okay. A new laptop was bought to me by my father. هذه الطريقة الأولى. والطريقة الثانية I was bought a new laptop by my father. Number 3. My mother bought me some sweets. الطريقة الأولى Some sweets were bought to me by my mother. والطريقة الثانية I was bought some sweets by my mother. Bob has sold Ted a second-hand car. إذا عاوتاني هنايا عندنا Ted هو person اللي هو indirect object. A second-hand car هو direct object. Okay. A second-hand car has been sold to Ted by Bob. أنا بدينا ب direct object. Ted has been sold a second-hand car by Bob. Okay, هنا بدينا بال indirect object. Loris is going to send a letter to Tom. A letter is going to be sent to Tom by Loris. والطريقة الثانية Tom is going to be sent a letter by Loris. شكرا ونلتقي في الفيديو القادم إن شاء الله.